Alright, Game Cookie Rocks VR here, playing a little Hunter Primal in this crazy, 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 crazy world that we live in. But we are going to project ourselves into Primal Eden. To get ourselves lost into something better. 2. Two for one special. Come join in the hunt. It's an open server. Alright, what do we got here? It looked like there was a special. Yeah. That was a, wow. That was the heavyweight. Almost. 218. Where's the other one? That was close to a heavyweight. 925, I think, and above is the heavyweight. That's the hardest, at least for me, I think that was the hardest rare for me to get, was the rare Quetzal. So I was trying to get this game working for like, well, at least over an hour. But then I remembered to check my router. And apparently, I don't know why my router changes settings. I think it's Windows. It keeps port forwarding this computer when it's only supposed to be port forwarding the other computer, because if you port forward both, then it won't work. It only allows one server through the port, so at each time. So I just had to delete the settings, or excuse me, delete the port forwarding in this that was attached to this computer. And then boom, started right up. That's not usually the first thing I think about, but I should from now on. Because again, it just randomly changes by itself, so I don't really understand. Anyway, I only got a couple hours sleep, so I'm extremely tired. So I hope everybody's doing fine. We're having, you know, crazy times here in the U.S. with the presidential situation regarding the E word, which I don't want to say, you know. elect she own, you know? Because there is no winner right now. The media keeps saying there's a winner, and there is no winner right now. There's no officially announced winner. So that is a false thing that the media is spreading, which is only going to make things worse. When it comes to the results, if they're not what the media is projecting. It's our high schools, our preschools, not preschools, our elementary schools, our high schools, and our colleges are not teaching students proper history, number one, and they're not teaching how the government actually works in this country. We're a constitutional republic, so, or you know, whatever, people call it different things, but I call it a constitutional republic. Okay, we are a country of 50 states. Okay, we are not one country like, say, Italy, right? Italy is just its own thing. Italy is like equivalent to... Italy is equivalent to, even though it's its own country, it's equivalent to the states that we have in this country. Okay, except the states in this country are part of a union, which we call the United States of America. Okay? Hey, Kohaku. How are you doing? So each state, even though it's not 100% independent, has some sovereignty to make its own laws, you know, hire its own legislature, and you know, the federal government takes care of the army, like any external forces that we have to fight, and the states have to abide by the Constitution of the United States. So, at least that's what they're supposed to do. You know, it seems like today the states are getting away with doing things that they're really not supposed to be doing, which I hope gets fixed real soon. Because there's a lot of, like, you know, taking things to court and letting the Supreme Court dictate how the Constitution is interpreted, which I think is very, very bad and dangerous. You know, the Constitution is very clear on a lot of issues, and it doesn't have to be skewed, you know, by personal interpretation based on ideology. You know, like owning guns. There should be no question that any citizen of the United States should be able to own a gun. Oh, thank you, Kohaku. You're certainly always welcome here. I hope we can get in game soon. I gotta do some games for some developers. I'm just... with this COVID thing, it's just totally like whacking the schedule out even worse. So a lot of people don't understand how our country works. So we have an electoral college. We have an electorate. When you vote in each state has a certain number of electorates, and not all states, but most states usually go by whoever wins the popular vote in that state wins the electorates. Some states split the electorates based on districts or whatever. So again, it's different because the states have their sovereignty. So and then whoever gets the most electorates after the election is certified, that's who wins. Now, as with any election, results can be, you know, things can be disputed, argued, or taken to court if things, people don't think things were done properly or fairly or whatever the case might be. So this is, basically what's happening right now. Is that a lot of people think that because of the massive mail-in voting, and because of the use of Dominion machines, Dominion software, which has been known to be a insecure voting software. It was used in other countries, especially countries like Venezuela, who, about, I don't know, 10 or 12, 15 years ago became a socialist country. Most people thought against the will of the people, but, this, at least definitely the past election, the new guy was supposed to be elected, and I'm not sure what happened there. There was a lot of disputes. So Dominion is being disputed because it's insecure. Now, I was looking at some older videos where people were talking about voter fraud and stuff like that. So, surprisingly, this is not a new argument, right? Where people were concerned about voter fraud. Symantec did a video of how polling machines can be easily compromised in more than one way. Not only locally, but also, after the votes get whatever counted locally and then get sent out, or whatever the case is, the information is transferred. So, so the reason why there's a dispute here, there's several reasons. One is they found fraud in some locations. Okay, not whether it's big or small, it's regardless. If you find fraud, you have to follow up. Okay. We all know in Michigan that there was some votes switched from Trump to Biden, so we know that happened. Glitch, as they call it, a glitch. And then, of course, the fact that they stopped voting late in the night, and then, well, they said they were stopped voting in Georgia. They kept voting in some districts when they said they were stopping. So that's another thing that came into question. I can go on and on and on. There's so many things. So the thing that really made people think was the numbers, right? And I'm not talking about the numbers where the votes were switched. The numbers of votes in general. Like, I was a... Oh. Okay, I was a Democrat, as I was very clear about, until February of this year. So, after doing, all my research, I changed my affiliation to independent. Of course, I probably vote more conservative now than anything. But, so I'm an independent voter. And, I did, after doing my research, I saw that Trump in the 2016 election got about 64 million votes, whereas Hillary got, a couple more million, not a whole ton more, but she got more in the popular vote. So before I heard any news, any conservative outlets, anybody else, the media, when they started bringing out those numbers, okay, where like I was expecting Trump to get a lot more votes. I mean, because I know people who are who have switched from independent or independents voting for Trump, and then of course switched Democrats voting to Trump. I know that there's been thousands, if not millions, that are doing that. So I was expecting Trump to get a whole lot more votes than he did in 2016. So I was guessing about 80 million. I mean, that seems like a really lot, and it is a lot. But I was shooting a little higher, hoping that people wake up to what's going on with the liberal and left. But I figured 80 max, a. Little lower. I was thinking at least 10 million more, though, for sure. So, because he's been growing in popularity. So that happened, right? So I don't know what the count is up to now, but last I checked it was 74 million. It could be higher now. So he got 10 more million votes, like the minimum that I was pretty sure he was going to get. Um, so that was expected. Okay, it doesn't matter what the media was saying, telling people with the polls. They're not. Those polls were definitely not accurate. So he got his 10 million votes. The thing that was really screwy was that I voted for Obama twice. Okay, I regret it now, but I did. Okay, I was ignorant at the time. So I know how many votes Obama got. Okay, what got me like going, this is a crazy election, is not only did Trump get his 10 million, even though I think he should have got at least 5 million more, if not 10 more million, or 6 more million, is that Biden not only beat Trump according to, well, the media, okay? Nothing's final, like I said. According to the media, he not only beat Trump, but he beat Obama. Like by a long shot. So it's like, uh, okay, something seems a little wrong there. Okay, that's the thing that took me over the edge with the whole, this election is not right. Because there is no way Biden, without doing any kind of rallying and stuff like that, that he was going to get not only beat Trump, but destroy Obama. Okay, because what was the reason people voted for Trump? Like, think about that. The reason people voted for Trump, I'm not talking about the conservatives and the Republican people who would normally vote Republican, but the reason why people voted for Trump in 2016 is because they were very unhappy with Obama. Okay, so Biden was vice president under Obama, right? So you would think that most, if not at least a majority, okay, over 50% of those same people would still be disgruntled with Obama, right? They don't want Obama 2.0. So, um, and I don't really think that, I mean, I don't think COVID was as big of a deal as the media was making it, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but where I live in a blue state, okay, most people that I run into are unhappy with the lockdowns. Okay, they're unhappy with the mask wearing. They're unhappy with the way the states are taking control, of our lives, right? They're the restrictions. So again, I live in a very blue state, and people are not exactly satisfied, right? Now, again, of course, I know the media is blowing the whole COVID thing out of proportion all the time. They're always making it like doomsday when it's not, you know. More cases doesn't mean anything. You're going to get more cases. The only reason we started the lockdowns from the beginning when Trump did it for the, he only wanted to do it for a few weeks. But of course, the team urged him to do it a little bit longer. And then the states took over after that. So it was only to flatten the curve, right? To get the supplies in the hospitals and all that stuff. So you were never going to have, it was never going to go this way and then drop off, right? The COVID cases were going to go up and then down and then flatline, basically, kind of flatline. So that's basically what you have now, right? The more people that are tested, right, it's going to raise that flat line. Okay, the media wants to make it like every time there's more cases, they jump up, jump up, jump up. Well, that's not really how you do, that's not how you do data. Okay, because we're testing more. So the more people you test, the more cases you're going to have, okay? And of course, like Elon Musk, I don't know if you guys caught the tweet. Elon Musk said he got tested. I guess he did this as an experiment. I'm not sure. Maybe he was traveling and just had to do it. I don't know. But he said him and his family got tested 4 times in one day. And he said he was tested positive twice in that day and tested negative twice in that day. So that means you got a 50% failure rate when it comes to the test. Okay, now that, of course, he's just one person. I get it. But this is what we suspected all along, right? Okay, at least we sensible people who don't, like, listen to the media 24 hours a day, who want to make everything, not just COVID, but everything doomsday. Every single thing is doomsday, right? So the numbers, right? So this is the whole thing. The numbers were definitely wrong, off. I mean, I highly doubt Joe Biden got that many votes. I mean, he not only beat Trump according to the media, but he's like destroyed Trump according to the media. So I don't know, man. So that's what got me suspicious. I didn't like the mail-in voting to begin with. I'll be totally 100% honest. As soon as they said that 2 months ago or whatever, 3 months ago, I said this is not going to turn out good. You can't secure that many mail-in votes. And then when you have like certain states saying that you can like the votes can come in days after the election, like come on, no. You can't have that. What is going on here? There we go. You cannot have that. You can't have a secure election. Now this is not the first time that voter fraud has been brought up. Okay, so don't let the media trick you into thinking that. Ooh, I got a uncommon. There's been suspicion in California. There's been suspicion in other states. It just was never, I guess the media never made a big deal about it because it didn't help them, right? So, and there was no real contesting of it. So, the media only makes it a big deal like when, say, a Republican or conservative is contesting the election. Then it's a big deal, right? Then the elections were secure. So whenever a Democrat wins, they don't want to say anything. You know what I'm saying? So this is how it's been. And there's been evidence brought up, too, in the past. But again, it gets really little media attention from the national media. Ooh. Hello. How are you? This one was a little smarter, huh? He's sniffing me out. So, anyway. So the election is not over. Okay, it's not over until the court cases are done and everything's and all the states certify everything. So this could go on for another few weeks, you know, maybe a month. I think they got till December something to decide on the electoral votes or whatever. So we'll see what happens, you know. See if they can prove, you know, the allegations. You know, it isn't easy to prove, you know, fraud when there's so many hands in the pot. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard. You know, and then every state has their own way of doing things. I mean, I was saying in 2016 they should change the Constitution and just have, you know what I mean, one standard that all states have to follow. You know, then you have a real secure election, you know. So, but I don't know. I don't know why they have it the way they have it. Doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I'm not a politician. But they should definitely have it so it's more secure. Because we should all want a secure election, no matter who wins, right? I mean, I wasn't crying when Trump won, you know? I didn't vote for Trump in 2016. And that's, again, my point. There was a lot of people that didn't vote for Trump in 2016 that voted for him in 2020. I mean, there's videos all over the place of people just testifying to that fact. So, again, the numbers are just not right. Something's wrong. And, you know, this is apparently what Trump's legal team is saying, is that, you know, there's not only the contested counts in the swing states, but it's, you know, several states, you know, and it's not about, like, even the states that they're not going to win, they're saying there's problems, you know, that need to be addressed, you know. So it's not like this is something that they're trying to fix across the board, you know. And this Dominion software is a big problem. And I think it's in 28 states or something. So this is a software that Texas rejected. You know, a few states rejected because they knew that it was you know, shady, insecure. And they knew that it was linked to Venezuela and some other countries that use it, you know, to sway elections in favor of the totalitarian regimes, you know, the socialist regimes. So there's going to be a heavy pushback, obviously, because if other countries are using the software, you know, and it's proven to be insecure or bugged or whatever they decide they want to say, then there's going to be several countries that are going to have some big problems, you know. The one thing that I have to say about Trump, whether you love him or hate him, is that, man, he knows how to stir, you know, upset the, what's the term? Upset the apple cart? I don't know, I can't even think of the term now. I only slept like 2.5 hours. You know? Because he's not doing anything wrong, you know what I'm saying? He's just saying, hey, you know, there's people reporting problems, and it's not him that's making stuff up. They have witnesses, they have, you know, whistleblowers. They have, you know, evidence from other countries. So it's we'll see how it turns out. You know, I mean, again, the media is gaslighting everything, so that's the unfortunate thing. You know, they're only swaying towards one side here. Trump bad. All the votes were good. The election's already won. I mean, this is the problem with the media. They totally lean left, and you don't get any kind of like, you don't get objective news from them at all. I mean, if you anybody who just listens to them should know that, you know. Christians are bad, Republicans are bad, conservatives are bad, gun owners are bad, you know. If you like your freedom, you're bad. If you have your own, if you want to live your life the way that you want to live it, you're bad. You know, they're like totally like, if you don't think climate change is going to end up in some kind of doomsday scenario, you're bad. Because there isn't any evidence. It's all speculation. 100% speculation. Climate change doomsday. So if you're not scared of that, then you're bad. If you're not scared of COVID, you're bad. If you don't want national health care, you're bad. If you don't want high taxes, you're bad. It's like, you know, that's all the media is. And now like what oh yeah, MSNBC I heard was like starting to trash on, I don't know if you guys know, but there's other social platforms like Minds and Parler and what's that other one called? BitChute or something? BitChute. So because a lot of people are joining Parler now, and you know, not everybody's leaving Twitter, but there's a good amount of people leaving Twitter now. But a lot of people are staying just because they have followers there. But since Parler is now rising in popularity and user base, MSNBC is attacking Parler now. Yeah, right? They're starting to conjure up all kinds of things about who started Parler, who runs Parler. You know, it's like this this conspiracy now that Parler is like this great evil anti-Twitter platform. You know, it's like unbelievable, man. It's like no matter what, if conservatives do anything, it's bad. And all conservatives want, if I'm not talking about the white supremacists and the other people, there's white supremacists on the left side too, so that's all bullcrap. Okay? There's black supremacists on the left. So I mean, it's like, forget about the supremacy. I'm talking about normal everyday people. All conservatives want is less government and their freedoms. That's it. That's what every American should want. Low taxes, less government, your constitutional freedoms. If anything, the conservatives are the group of diversity, right? Because they're the ones who believe in freedom of individuality. That's what conservatives believe in. Yes, you do have Christians in there, you do have business people in there, you do have gay people in there. You have all kinds of people in there. Black people, Asian people. There's a big swath of people. Oh my goodness. Where am I going to hide? In the conservative, uh, you know, group. Okay? If you believe in freedom of individuality, then you really have no other way to vote. Because the left is not about you having a right to do anything. You know, their way is the right way, and that's the only way. And that's a fact. Fact. No disputing that. We know that now. There's enough evidence out there to prove that. You know, as somebody, you know, Christians, true Christians believe in diversity because they don't believe in forcing people to do anything. You know, so throw in the Christian argument in there. Oh, Christians, you know, they're like always the bad people too. Like, they're not the majority of the conservative base, you know. And there's a lot of Democrats who are Catholic, you know. And Catholics, you know, are a totalitarian, you know, Catholicism is a totalitarian religion, okay? Which I don't put Catholicism with regular Christianity. At least that's my, you know, I put Catholicism as its own thing, you know, because it's kind of a mix of paganism and Christianity. You know, it's not really like pure Christian anymore. I mean, it hasn't been really for a long, long time. Where is a rock? He's coming. I hear it too. There is two. Where is the rock over here? I know there's one somewhere. Yeah, so, I don't know. Definitely don't want socialism in this country. We already have social programs anyway. You know, we don't need to make the whole country socialist. I mean, that's just gonna, phew, man, that's gonna destroy everything. Trust me. Just look at Venezuela, man. That was the model. That was their test run. Because everything that they did in Venezuela, they've done here the past several years with the identity politics and, you know, the racism card. Everybody's racist who isn't, you know, a person of color. You know, like, my goodness. Come on. There you are. Let she go. Ah, crap. Come on. Big female. Ooh, wow. Whoa, that is not good news. I am dead meat, I think. Oh, I'm dead now. Oh! Yeah, as soon as she went on the side of it, I knew I was dead. As long as she stayed on the other side, I was good. Crap. She should have died, though. Should have definitely died. I shots her good. How far am I? Oh, wow. Way over here, huh? Jeez. Ah. Should have got out my 700 when I was behind the trees. Wish I'd thought of that. That probably would have been better. Dumpty Dumpty Dum. Ugh, so slow. Come on. How many rocks I got? Oh, 0. Because I died. Should pick up some more. Where are the rocks? Never run out the stamina. Still here, Kohaku, or no? How you been doing, if you are? Seems like you're working a lot. Which is a good thing. I'm thinking about getting my truck driving license. I hear Rexy. Think. Yep. You are dead, Rex. I knew that one rock wasn't a very secure one. By the way. I already knew that. Now if you look at my videos, you'll see that I rarely ever use that. And that is the reason. That is the reason. I think there's 2. Yep, there's 2 wrecks. Now which one's which? It's a big mouth you got. Oh boy, that's not good. Boom, right through the brain. I didn't want to do that, but... Well, at least he dropped on the tree, so that's good. It. Next. No more messing around. That was a hard shot. Yep, dead. Hee. I just scrambled it. Scrambled T-Rex. Oh, I got my pajamas on. Forgot about that. I got me tights on. Alright, let me go get this other one. Four shots. There, see that right there. Bam! That back of the leg. The headshot. You rip right through it. Uh-oh. Falling down, not good. I gotta go get my body. I wanna get my body. Wanna get my body, body, 'cause it's on the ground. I gotta get my body, 'cause the T-Rex ate my body. Don't crash. Although I guess if it crashes, I can come back. Come on, stamina. Man, you gotta admit I did pretty good. I evaded it. You know what I should have done? I should have like went right here, but it probably would have went through the trees if I got too close. You know, that's how it is. Oh, okay. Just want to get at least one of these. Uh-huh. That's a lot of stuff. I think if I get the ammo in here, I'll be good. Let's try it. Let me put on my shades first. And my hat. My khaki. There it is. Did it destroy everything or what? Looks like everything's there. Okay. Got my 50 caliber right there. Sniper scope. Alright, good. Yep, everything's there. See, that rock is only good if the Rex stays down here. I mean, any rock, really. If they go above you, then it's probably time to run. Take a couple shots and get out of there. That's the golden rule. Always keep them below you. So how many wrecks I get? 4? That's pretty good. They like me today. I guess I taste good. I want some arrows. Not those kind of arrows. Wrong kind of arrows. Time to kill the trike. Hey, why are you turning? Making it hard for me. So if I crash, then I'll probably just end. Hopefully it'll be good. For a little while. So I wonder if one of those wrecks was the one that was on that hill over here. Or were they two different ones? Because one was over there. And then I don't know where the other one came from. Probably is the same one that was over there. Now this is a nice hill. Those rocks right there. They're a little better because it's hard for the Rex to go above you. But if he does get above you, you can always run to the second one. There's 2. I think there's 2 over there. 2 big boulders. Huh, these trike are staying over here. Yeah, there's 2. 1, 2. Let's get this guy. Okay, crap. He's probably gonna run away. Come on, die. I can't believe he's still alive. That's a bit ridiculous. A piece of me. Yeah, another thing I don't think people understand too about the United States of America and the electoral situation is that each state can pick whatever president it wants to pick. Like it doesn't have to follow the will of the people. Like that's how most of the well, I don't know if every state. Each state has their constitution, so obviously they try to follow that sort of, I guess. But you know, the electorates in each state can change. Like if they're whatever, I don't know how they are. If they're Democrats, Republicans, or like a mix of both, I'm not sure if they 50-50 it or whatever. But like with this whole, you know, potential voter fraud. I can't say it because I don't want to get algorithmed. Uh, let's say there is some found. There's a lot of inconsistencies. The electorates in a state, in that particular state, could change. You know what I mean? Could either I don't know if they can refuse to vote, but they could, you know, sway. They can vote in one direction or the other. You know, depending on, I guess, whatever the situation is, if it came down to it. Now, most states, they don't like to do that because obviously they want to stick with the normal routine past practice, right? But again, if there's reasonable doubt, you know, they can they don't have to sway in the direction of, you know, how the votes appeared to be, you know. Um, Again, I don't think that that's going to happen. I mean, I know that some people were talking about it, but that's something that was definitely avoided in the past, you know. So, But again, but that is written in our Constitution, right? The state, it's up to the states. So, again, a lot of people don't really understand the American system. It's actually a very good system because it has, even the Electoral College is a check and balance in itself, right? It's a check because it doesn't make it easy for the majority rule. You know what I'm saying? Um, because we have a House of Representatives and Senate, so you have representation that you have representation through the presidential election, you have representation through the Senate and the House, and then if you want to say the judicial, it's the Supreme Court is not supposed to be. They're supposed to be apolitical. They're supposed to work on the Constitution only. So they're not supposed to be political. You know, there's arguments there, but hey Echo, what's happening? So the way that we have our American system is very checks and balances. It makes it very hard for one party to rule. And that's how it should be. You know. Um, the problem that conservatives have been having, especially since Obama was elected, after he was elected, is that our constitutional rights are being compromised. I don't really have freedom of speech anymore. I don't really have freedom of religion anymore. I don't really have freedom to bear arms anymore. I don't really have freedom of individuality, right? I don't have freedom from government, from big government. So that's 5 things right there that the Democrats have been, and some of the Rhino Republicans as well, have been chipping away at, with making these sub-laws to circumvent the Constitution. Making these laws under, some kind of a justification of necessity, right? That the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, I mean, that kind of mentality. When in the United States, we have a constitution, the U.S. Constitution, which gives individuals certain inalienable rights. So, and this is why the other countries of the world, some of them hate us, right? Because they want us to join the European Union. They want us to become this world, join into this world government, And, if you want freedom of individuality, okay? Individuality and freedom of conscience, then you don't want a one world government. You don't want this like global system. This is what we were kind of like falsely fed when I was a Democrat back in the 90s, you know, and the 2000s, that this global, we have to be we're supposed to be the, forefront, the forerunner on, climate change and democracy and this and that and that and this, I mean, you can go down the list, right? And when in actuality, no, we're not supposed to, no. There's nothing in the rule book that says we have to be that. We don't have to be an example to anybody. I mean, if anything, the only group that should be thinking about being an example is the Christians, right? Because that's their calling, right? They're the only ones that are supposed to be like pushing an agenda, I guess you could say, because they're out to save souls, right? So, but no, we don't have to. Scientists are not our gods. You know, the experts are not our gods, you know? And that's what the liberals and the left are trying to do. They're trying to make science our religion, you know?
Mm.
And they're doing it so much so that they're being dishonest with the religion, you know? They're not giving people all the facts. They're giving people false facts. You know, they're leaving out details. They're what do you call it? They're exaggerating the facts. And this is a big problem, you know, and they've been doing that now for at least 20 years. And of course, the media has been helping them, and the TV shows, you know, these science shows on TV that push, you know, good grief, what am I missing for? Again, it's all this whole push for one world globalist system, and they can't do it unless they get government control. Like government has to get bigger, it has to get more powerful, you know. And if you can convince enough people to give up their rights for a cause, right? Or in this case with the left for 20 million causes, because that's what they do. They fragment people into groups. You know, you're fighting for that cause, 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 you're fighting for this cause, they're fighting for that cause. You know, if you can fragment enough people and separate them, what they do is then think that they're in their little group fighting for their big cause, right? When in actuality, the left is saying, okay, these are all our people, and we got them all under control because they're all focused on their causes, right? They're not focused on why they're doing what they're doing or do the facts really match up with the data. You know what I'm saying? And this is how they control people. And then, you know, again, the media is a big part of it, you know, especially if people aren't really looking at doing their own research. And it's unfortunate young people always get taken advantage of because, you know, they're idealistic number one. You know, they want to feel like they're doing something right. They want to have a purpose in life. So, you know, the left definitely takes advantage of the young kids, you know. And then if you're just in school going, you know, if we don't do something about climate change, the whole earth, you know, millions of people are going to die. I mean, if you just if you just kind of keep saying that, you know, as you're growing up through the years, I mean, of course you're going to be messed up in the head, you know, thinking that everybody's going to die, you know, because of climate change. I mean, that's really just like, that is highly like reckless and irresponsible of the academic world to be doing stuff like that. You know, you shouldn't be bringing stuff up like that to kids. You know, you let people study the data for themselves in depth and then let them make a decision. But this is how propaganda works, right? The facts don't matter. It's just, look, climate's changing. And look, it's getting warmer. It's going to keep getting warmer. We're all going to die. You know, and that's how they do it. Same thing with the cops, right? Oh, look at this cop shot a black kid. See? They're racist. You know, like there's you don't even know who that cop is or why he shot the black guy or whatever. You know, it's like the facts don't matter. You know, it's just you say what you have to say to get the emotions going. You know, it's all about grabbing the emotions of the people. If you can do that, you can make a mob. And if you can make a big enough mob, you can sway politicians and you can sway companies, right? Like when I was growing up as a kid, I would never ever in my life have ever thought that big corporations or anybody for that matter would be giving money to a Marxist organization, you know. You know, Marxism, communism, right? I would never ever have dreamt that. I mean, I was alive to see the wall go down, you know? Everybody was happy about that. I mean, people were cheering. And now all of a sudden, everybody supposedly they like communism and Marxism and socialism. Like, really? I mean, how far we have fallen. How ignorant we've become. Now they want to make it like the professors in college are teaching like the America was the ones that was spreading propaganda. Communism wasn't that bad. Like, oh, really? Nearly 100 million people died under communist regimes. Now have people died because of America? Yeah, because there's certain individuals that like going to war for whatever. They had their reasons, you know, to stop the spread of communism. I mean, the media, of course, always said it was always about the oil, but that's bull. But anyway, of course, you know, Russia's going to want to go into a country that has oil, right? Isn't that who they would want to convert to communism? So yeah, it might have been coincidental that we went into countries that had to deal with oil, but that's because the communisms wanted it too. So it's like that's how it works. But you know, the only lives that I could say that America is most responsible for dying is kids. Now, I went into this earlier about why I changed my stance on certain things. There's over 60 million children killed in the United States since Roe v. Wade. 60 million. Now, think about that number. Okay? 6 times 3 is 18. We have 330 million in this country, so um, that's 1/5 of our population that we have right now. Okay? Or no, not 1/5. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, I guess 1/5. 6 times 5 is 30. So, a little less than that's 18%, 17% of our population. And most of them were minorities. So isn't that quite coincidental, huh? You know, it always comes back to the Democrats too, which is really funny. They're always like saying that they were always saying that they're all for the small people, for the poor people, for the colored people, for the people of color. But all their policies that they have hurt poor people, hurt people of color communities. And of course, white people too, as well. Every single one. But yet, people still just keep running back and clicking that vote tab for the people that hurt them. It's like, I mean, again, that's one of the reasons that I left the Democrat Party, because it's like what they were doing was not helping anything. I mean, I've been watching for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? 30 years I've been watching. So it's not like I made a decision based on dumb logic or because I felt different one day. You know, I've been kind of watching this for years, you know. Of course, in the 90s, I wasn't as aware of it. Wasn't until like 2000, you know, after Bush got elected that I started noticing, you know, a lot of things. I guess the media was getting a little more open too about who they were. Not as blatant as today, but they were starting to show their colors a little bit, true colors a little bit. Hey, Linux. So, you know, I don't know. You always come back to the abuser, I guess, because you always listen to the lies of the abuser, right? They give you a little bone and then say they love you and they won't do it. You know, they'll help you next. They'll do better next time, and it's like just repeat, repeat. You know. And the abuser always points the finger at someone else, you or other people. And the Democrats are just have been good at doing that, you know, because they got the media on their side to help them. What I say is everybody do your own research. Don't be afraid. Okay, well, just sit down and relax, watch shows, read a book, draw, do something productive. Anyway, I'm getting off track here, aren't I? So let's see, 5 T-Rex. I should have kept going over here. Okay, don't fall down now. I like it when it's daytime. This game looks the best when it's daytime. Nighttime's all dreary. We don't want dreary, do we? Come on back. I know you hear me. See if I can get down here without killing myself. There we go. Whoa. Oh. He doesn't see me, I guess. Yeah, you can join the server. The server's open. Sorry I didn't see your message right away, Linux. I'm gonna be getting off though. But you guys can certainly use the server. I'm okay with that. I'm probably gonna get off when I get up to the weather station. But I will leave it on for a little while. I'm gonna see if there's a Rex up here. Gotta watch for Utah sneaking up on me. I know they're around here. I gotta eat. I'm hungry. Very hungry. Trying to blow the horn a little bit more so I can get the attention of a Rex, although I guess I should have shot my gun. Alright. We can play Diablo 3 later. I gotta eat. I have to eat. There he is. There he is. Let's see. I got enough arrows? Let's see how many arrows I have. Where'd they go? Ten. He's up here. Yeah, I try to play this like once a week. What in the world's going on? I don't play it as often. I just try to play at least once a week so that if anybody wants to join, you know. There's actually two. Two Rex. Boy, I've been getting a lot of duos today, huh? that cool? That other one go? Too many guns. Where is it? Yeah, there's two. Yep. Jay, shut the door. I want the other one to come up. There they are. Why is she stuck? He's got his head in her butt. You can see how much smaller he is. He looks big, but she's bigger. Stop moving my chair, please. Yeah, definitely. Come on. Hey Herky, what's up? Yeah, I've been getting like two at a time. More arrow. figured it was almost dead since it was just standing there. It's funny, the crickets. Right in the neck. Right in the neck. Hey, get back here. Nice, got her. And next shot. Oh, Herky, I'm gonna be getting off, buddy. I'm gonna leave the server running though, so you can we keep missing each other, huh? You can hang in the server though. Or if you guys want me to restart the server. Now, where was that other one? Oh, up here. Alrighty. There it is. Alright guys, well I'm gonna be getting off. Thanks for watching everybody. Listen to me talk. Don't forget to like, sub, share, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got to eat. Adios.